So this is one of the AR invoice file which I needs to be create AR invoices. Okay. This is AR invoices, one of the real-time file. I needs to be create AR invoice in the client the system in our Fusion application. In general, client will paste this file in their FTP server and will try to download the file and read the data and do some validations and create transactions in our Fusion application. So first we'll see this file structure. This is HCMN, HARIMP, and DRARMP. HCMN is nothing but a common record for this file. Okay, this is some source system. Sorry, this is something their identification. Wherever the BJ source is there, the last column in the HCMN, that is the source system of this file. The way will get multiple files from a multiple source systems with this naming convention. With this naming convention, the file is available in our FTP server. Simply we need to pick the file and do the rest of the process. Okay, this is the common source. This source name we are trying to print in our email notification. Okay, this is HARMP and DARMP. So this is one of the set. This is one of the set and this is one of the AR invoice. HARMP is nothing but header and DARMP is nothing but details, nothing but the lines. Okay, this header can contain 2 lines. Now we'll see the file structure, what it is referring. Okay, so this is record indicator HCMN, configuration key, something creation date, and the source, which is HCMN. And HARMP, again, this is record indicator. This is entry number, a unique number for this header, and the billing ID, a unique billing ID for this entry number. This is journal pricing status, customer group number, nothing but customer group number is nothing but here customer number, and customer group name, customer name, and customer account, nothing but bill to account number. And this is currency code, invoice date, due date, and so on. So a couple of columns related to header. Okay, and some extra 3 columns, placeholder 1, 2, 3, and followed by the lines. Record indicator DARIMP, entry number, this is the same as header, and the billing unique ID should be vary for each line. This is item number, a unit of measure code, quantity, price, tax amount, line total, process total, and followed by code combinations. Nothing but in order to create AR transaction, what the information we need, lines along with your distributions, right? The same information we have here is natural account, department, product line, channel, intercompany, and future segment. These are code combinations, and followed by couple of line description, and followed by couple of DFF columns, and followed by billing bank. This is bill to site number. Billing bank is nothing but the client terminology. This is bill to site number, and followed by couple of extra columns, and followed by some DFF columns. The way will receive the data from the client in this format. This is one of the invoice and this is one of the invoice. The way in the real time, client is holding the data in this file as 60,000 records as a limit, 60,000 records. Every time we get as 60,000 records. Okay. By using this file, we need to create the AR transactions. Okay. So, any doubts here?
So Vijay, we are going to upload FPDA now? Integration?
Yes, FPDA.
Okay.
By using FPDA process needs to be created.
Okay. So this is the FPDA template. I think what we have seen earlier, it was something different, right?
Which one?
The FPDA template which you shown us earlier.
As of now, this is same FPDA.
Okay. This we have not done. AR invoice we have not done. We have done.
Not done. Okay.
Yeah.
So So Vijay, this is the flat file, right? This is a flat file.
Yeah, exactly.
So is this created from FBDI or you formatted this one by yourself?
No, this is the client is provided the data in this file.
But in a real world scenario, you start from FDI and then export that to a
No,
CSV, right?
no, Raj. This
Okay.
is complete flat file from the client.
Okay.
This is complete flat file from the client.
Vijay, we are directly converting this to this one as this .csv file, right?
We'll do the rest of the process. Okay, just follow.
So-
It's have the very big story. Okay.
So Vijay, like this is the one source file specification text is the requirement. This is what business is going to decide the information. With that information, this is
Yes,
file is
exactly.
prepared, right? Okay.
Exactly. Every source system, they have around 22 source systems is there for one of my client. 22 source systems are generating the data in this format, which is pipe separated and placing the file in their common FTP server. And each file would be segregated with a different source name. Okay. This is complete flat file. How the data we are expecting from the client.
Okay.
And they will provide the MD50 in this fashion only. MD50, they will clearly said that this is the specification HCMN, HARAMP, and DRAMP, and followed by this is the file structure. This is your each record structure, how the data looks like, and they will provide each and column specification and significance of the column. Okay, first we'll try to place these files. So as of now, what I am trying to do, I have two files here in my system, which is file 1 and the file 2, which is positive file and the negative file. So this is the file 2. So in the negative file, I do not have something customer account number, something currency code I have removed from this file in order to perform our validations. Just I will show you the positive scenario and the negative scenario at a time. So we'll try to place this file to FTP server. This is TL15. Okay, no problem.
So Vijay, the client is generated this file from using of the VIP reports, right?
No, they have an external tools, other applications.
External source.
That is, we don't know how they are generating the data. Okay.
So Vijay, I have basic question. Does this template will cover the minimum required data what we need to create invoice in ERP, right?
Yes, couple of data is missing. That is, we will get from PAP report. Okay.
Okay.
100% we do not have data here. Couple of data we may expect from the BAP reports. So this is the positive and the negative file. First, we'll try to create a schedule-based orchestration, and first the same story, list file, download the file and read the file. So to read the data, there is a schema file. This is not a straightforward data here, which is pipe separated. If it is a CSV file, you can use CSV schema file. Just copy paste two records and try to create a schema file. That is very simple, right? In order to read the data, you need to tell us to the system how, in which fashion you need to read the data, right? Now this is a text file, and we have some condition specific data is there, HCMN, HARAMP, and DARAMP. So by using these conditions, okay, you need to read the data. So for that, we need to create a specific XSD schema file. This is a schema file in order to read the data by using XSD structure. Okay. This is a root element, and I'm using one of the XSD choice condition. Okay. Choice condition. If the choice condition is HCMN, if the choice condition is HCMN, I'm trying to read configuration key, creation date, and the source. The same here. Configuration key, creation date, and the source. Okay, and the source I am saying this is end of the line. I do not have the next column. This is end of this line. In the same way, for this HCMN, I am giving an alias name which is common record. The same way, the condition, if it is HARIMP, I am giving the common alias name as a header and followed by header elements. The same way, if it is DARIMP, I am putting this alias name as the details and followed by detail columns. Okay, that's it. By using choice condition, I am trying to read the data. All the data is separated by pipe, terminated by pipe. Okay, by using the XSD structure, we need to read the data. So how will you prepare this XSD structure? So you need to, first of all, you need to get an idea. I need to use a choice condition in order to read the data. It's not possible to directly at this stage to prepare this XSD structure from your end. Okay, it's need more experience, guys, who have worked on integrations. Okay, or if the person comes from server background, they will easily try to create this XSD file structure. Okay, the choice condition only here new, the rest of would be same. Whenever you uploaded CSV file to the application while reading the data, when you click on the next, at the format definition, you can see the XSD data, right? An XSD schema, if you remember.
So that is only if we have a one record set for the file, right?
Sorry?
But here that is only if we have a one record set for the
Max
data, right?
is unbounded, nothing but it will enable the loop for each element. Okay. This is max occurs unbounded. Unbounded is nothing but it will enable the loop for HCMN, HARMP, common, headers, and details. It will try to read all the data.
Vijay, in few scenarios, we'll get file like a header row and like end of the file row separately, right? Footer.
Footer?
No. See, for example, in a few cases, no, you will get like header line, and in header line you have just summary of the file name, and at the end of the like footer line we will get total record count. For example, if my file having like 5,000 records, means the 5,000 count totally they'll go and display in the footer record. So even you can read using the
That
data.
Different scenario. If you get like this data, for example, this is in generally the actual file format is like this, end of file.
Yes.
I will get a EOF. Again, in order to remove the EOF, you need to use again different schema file. First, you need to remove this EOF file and try to read the data. That is different step. As of the moment, you cannot understand this EOF concept, how to remove. Okay. The reason I have removed this EOF. Straight away reading the data. Just click on the create, schedule orchestration, select TL15 DBCS AR invoice integration stage 1. This is stage 1. So I'm trying to create this integration in 2 stages. The first stage is nothing but read down list a file, download the file to the voice temporary buffer area, read the data and insert the data into DBCS tables and perform Oracle validations. Okay, perform Oracle validations and insert the data into FBDI custom tables. Okay, once read is done, we'll connect to the DBCS. Okay, so this is horizontal and first added tracking here. We need more time here for us. 15 stage 1. Just try to save it. Now, what is the step here in order to read the data? First step,
Create a connections, right? Listing
The
file.
files.
First, you need to list the file.
List the files.
So what is the significance of the list files?
I mean, if client has got
Counting.
multiple files, then we can download
Multiple
all
files.
files. Yeah.
Yeah, it will give a file count followed by the multiple file names. That's it. Okay. TL15 and the file name pattern. The file name pattern is looks like this, which is starts with AR. AR's something building extension underscore star.txt. Just click on the next other done. So I have hardcoded the list of files level itself. So I do not require request mapper. As just I'm trying to delete. Now it will return more than one file, right? Obviously, in the file, in the FTP, we have two files. One is a positive and negative scenario. So what is the next step I need to perform here?
Download.
Directly download.
Loop condition we have to use.
Which condition?
Read each loop for each.
Need to use for each in order to get each file. Okay. This is list files response. This is a repeating node. What is the difference between repeating node and single node?
Node contain more than one records, right?
Okay. Now what is the next step?
Read the file.
Read the file.
Read the data.
Make a logger to identify the record.
Directly read the data.
You need to download the files
Exactly. You need to download. So how will you download?
using FTP connector.
Stage.
Again, take an FTP connection and try to download the file to the OIC temporary buffer area. So you guys are not practicing. It's very clearly saying. Okay, no issues. This is download file. For the listening purpose, it is very easy. But when you put a pen on the paper, okay, you are in the big circle. /temp/download. Just done it. Now
So Vijay, transfer mode is ASCII or binary?
ASCII, yeah. This is download request, file name the directory. This is my for loop. This is a file. This is the directory, and this is file name. Just to validate it and close it. So as of now, I have hard-coded temporary directory here, right? So I want to avoid hard code here. So what text I need to put here? I want to be hard code this value at request level, mapper level.
Just slash.
Just slash, so that it is become as a dummy value. Now your file in a OIC temporary buffer. What is the next step?
Read file in segment.
Read the
stage
file.
How
Stage,
will you-
stage.
Yeah, I need to use a stage file. What is the significance of stage?
It's going to read the data in
base 64.
No. It will try to read the data from OIC temporary buffer area. Again, the stage file action is nothing but complete for session specific of that integration. Okay. It won't depends on any connectors, any adapters. Simply, it will act as your PL SQL cursor. Okay. We are defining the cursor. We are opening the cursor, reading the data and closing the cursor whenever session is end. Hope everyone getting? Okay. This is download, right? Okay, here we have download. It says files. You guys are getting right how you can use this request and responses. Oh, this
Yes,
is
Vijay.
stuck. Okay. If you are very clear on the request and the response side, 75% you are done with your integrations. The rest of you need to define the logic. That's it. This is download response, ICS files, load more, ICS file, load more, and we need to expand one more one. What is the file reference here?
This is attachments.
Sorry?
This is we can use as attachment if we want to send that.
This is nothing but your physical file, okay?
Yeah, physical file.
Okay. One more step is there, yeah. Okay. God grace, we are done with this activity. This is save. Just click on OK, exit expression builder, and specify the directory to read from. Just try to hard code this directory. Okay. Exit expression builder. Click on the next and use the schema file as XSD document instead of CSV. Just click on the next, choose a file, and try to copy this file on the desktop. This complete code pack is available in our G drive. Okay.
We have a question. While preparing the schema file, can we segregate the data into the three separate file and try to create the XD?
You can
and then merge it, right?
No issues.
Okay, thank you.
If you are very confident on XSD schema file specifications, you can go ahead, no issues.
Yeah. So Vijay, means we
That is,
don't
but
know.
that is complex process, Devendra.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chetan.
Yes, what I was asking is we don't know how to generate this XD file, right?
Yes.
Okay. So can you show us?
Sorry, the XSD preparation.
Yeah.
The XSD preparation in generally, whoever is experts, they will do from the J developer. J developer, what it will do? The J developer will give you 80% of the XSD structure. Okay. The remaining 20% of this choice condition, they will do as a manual. Okay. To add as a manual these choice conditions. Just in the Google, you can try text to XSD schema converter. Okay. Text to schema converter. You will get the schema like this other than your choice condition. Same structure you will get other than choice condition. Okay. Just give it a try.
Okay.
This is read the data. So what is the next step? Now we have all the data from our file. It's time to insert the data into my staging table.
Interface table, right?
Not interface table, it's staging table. So I have HCMN, HARAMP, and DARAMP. Okay. I'm trying to insert HCMN, HARAMP is one of the combination. Okay. While along with the header, I'm trying to print common record also. If you have 10 headers, this common record will repeat 10 times along with the header. Okay, since it is repeating only one time. So I don't want to go for a separate XSD for this common record. Along with header, I'm trying to read this HCMN also. And detail ARAMP, DRAMP, I'm trying to read as a separate and insert the data into staging table. Now in the next step, we need to use, insert the data into staging table in two types. One is HARMP plus HCMN, one is DARMP. Now we'll try to create an ATP adapters in order to read the data. So this is Devendra created. Thanks Devendra for your creation, this one. This is tenant name. Once you get the connection, you will get a tenant name. Just click on the continue. So this is the password, username. So by using this, you can get 1 month free access for all the Oracle products. even OIC, ATP, DBCS, whichever you want, you can get all the applications here, all the platforms you will get as a 1 month. So here, autonomous database. This is already yesterday, Devendra has created autonomous database. Simply we will use this autonomous database. Just open the database. Here, more actions. There is a wallet file is available. This is DB connection. Just click on the DB connection. This is instance wallet. Just try to download the wallet. So what is the password, Devendra? The same? This one or some other? Okay, I will give you no one.
It is same. It is same. I was mute. Sorry.
Okay, no issues. You can change. This is welcome at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Just try to download. So it will try to download a wallet to the local machine. Once you successfully download, immediately remove underscore. It cannot accept special characters. Okay. Remove underscore. None of the article will show you. Remove the this underscore. Okay. Special characters. Please do remember, remove special character from this file name. It won't connect with this, with the special characters. Just try to extract here. It will have your TNS names files. This is TNS names.ora file. You have the TNS names. You can connect with any one of the TNS in your database. Okay. Now first we'll create a ATP. This is ATP connection. Okay. Now we'll create a ATP database adapter.
So, sir, as you are doing, so why we are doing that? Actually, the reason we need to process large number of record while we're running the integration.
For 60,000 records, I need to validate the data. So it's not possible without DBCS.
Okay, so
Take
that
data
area.
base to perform validations for each record validation, right? This is connections. Just click on the create. This is ATP adapter, Oracle ATP. Just select it. TL15DB, ATP database.
So, Vijay, it will come with the SaaS application. Like suppose if client has taken the.
No, again, as of now, we are working with the ATP, Autonomous Transaction Processing. In the real time, you have DBCS, Database Cloud Service. The same Oracle DBCS adapter is there. For that, it's required couple of agents and couple of configurations are required. That is will configure by your DBS.
Okay.
Okay, that is more secure. Just click on the create. Now the service name, you can create any one of the service, something DB. This is my service name, and followed by test your wallet. Just try to upload the wallet. This is my zip file wallet. Just try to upload it. And the wallet password, welcome at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The database service name and service password. What is this? Database service username.
It is user admin, right? Admin.
Yeah, this is admin.
Yeah, this is admin. Password is same what I copied on the given you.
Same password, whichever you.
Yeah, same password. Yeah, it was asking for me to choose a password.
This is the password. Just try to test it. This is connection was tested successfully. Just try to save it. Okay. Now we are done with our ATP database configuration. Now it's time to connect this database with our SQL developer. This is my SQL developer. Everyone take this information, okay? If you want to be really practice on this DBCS integration, if 1 month is expired, please allocate yourself for the next team member so that you will get 1 month access. The way you can repeat this 1 month access among all the team members. This is new Oracle connection, TL15 database, a username, this is a username admin, and the password. This is the password. And you can select the connection type as a cloud wallet and select your wallet file. The wallet name is 2080137. 2080137 and just click on the test. The connection was success, and save this connection and try to connect it. And provide the password again. Just click on OK. Now it will open a SQL sheet for us, worksheet. Meanwhile, you open the code pack. So this is my code pack. So these are the tables I have. Just try to open the tables. First, I will create a sequence here. This is a file ID. I'm trying to create a sequence. The worksheet. Let's create a sequence. Sequence successfully created. And this is my staging table. This is complete my staging table. It's contain headers columns along with my line columns. Okay. Let's try to create a table. XXX schema is not available. Here we have admin schema. In general, for DBCS, they will create a own schema for us, which is XXX something. Staging table got created, and I'm trying to create some file entry table. This is file entry table, and this is FBDA line staging table. This table is nothing but same as our AR invoice FBDA template. AR invoice FBDA template does have 4 sheets: RA interface lines all, RA interface distributions all, some sales credits, and AR contacts. So among the 4 sheets, we will use only 2 sheets: RA interface lines all and RA interface distributions all. When you click on generate CSV file, it will create 2 CSV files followed by RA interface.csv, so RA interface lines.csv, RA interface distributions.csv. The same format with the 2 CSV files format, I am trying to create the tables here in order to hold your FBDA format data from your file data. Okay. Just copy. This is line staging table created. This is distribution staging table created, and this is my error table. So if any errors across the integration, I'm trying to hold in one of the table. Okay, this is my error table. So everyone is successfully created. This one is created. This one is done. File ID is done, and table was done. Entry table done, and the staging table done. Right. Okay. So what is this SQL developer? Okay. So this is so here. This is my staging table. This is my staging table. And so before going to staging table, there is a table, file entry table. So what is significance of file entry table is nothing but, okay, whichever files you have in your FTP, the complete file information I want to be stored in my one of the file entry table. Here I have the load flow ID and the file ID. Load flow ID is nothing but in the OS you will get as a get flow ID. Okay, get flow ID will map to load flow ID. File ID is nothing but our database sequence already we have created. The file name is nothing but our FTP folder file name. File status and the batch status. Here I have two columns. File status and the batch status. Very first time these two status are new and new. And creation date is date, error message is none. Okay, first we'll try to insert the data in this two table, sorry, in this file entry table, followed by two files. As of now, we have two files, right? Now we'll try to get a two files data in this file entry table. So this file entry table will act the complete status of across the integration, whether the file is successfully processed or not. For each stage, we'll try to update the file status and the batch status. Okay, now we have a database sequence. First, we need to create a variable here for the load flow ID is nothing but in order to get a unique value across all the files. Okay, this is variable flow ID. So there is a function get flow ID. It will return across a unique value in the integration. Sorry, get flow ID. This is get flow ID. Just validate it and then close it. Okay, now we need the file ID sequence in the database. We need the file ID value. So how will you get a file ID? Already we have created the database sequence. So what is the sequence name for this? This is file ID. This is a database sequence. Just copy the sequence name and navigate to the integration. Here now you can select your database adapter. So before download the file or after it, no issues. Here itself we can add. Once file is downloaded, I'm trying to make a file entry here. This is TL15 ATP database against Oracle ATP adapter. Just click on OK. This is get DB sequence ID. So when you select ATP database adapter or DBCS adapter, the both adapters would act as the same, but the names are different. Okay. The database adapters allows us in our OIC invoke a stored procedure, run a SQL statement, perform an operation on a table. Okay, you can use these three options against your database adapter. Okay, you can execute the select statements, you can execute the stored procedures, and you can directly perform an operation on a table like insert, update, delete, something whichever Oracle allows. Now run a SQL statement in order to get a sequence value. So this is my sequence name. This is next val from UL. Just validate SQL query. Validation is success. Click on the next and the done. So as of now, the request mapper is not required. Simply this is a select statement. There is no parameters for this. I don't want this request mapper. Just I am trying to delete this. Just try to reset it and save it. So once it is executed, the response it will get as a sequence value. Okay. So again, in order to hold the sequence value I'm going to use multiple times in across the integration. So every time I don't want to be write down the sequence response wrapper. So I want to be hold that sequence value in one of the variable. Okay. Variable file ID. So as of now, very first time the value is dummy. Just click on the validate it and then close it. And we close the same. Lakshman Rao, you are not on mute here, and we are getting some background disturbance. Okay, thank you. Okay, now you need to hold that value. Assign DB ID. Just click on the create something, the same variable, right? This is my variable file ID. Now you can hold that value here. So this is get DB sequence output. This is the next value. Just try to get it. Or you can give an alias name, something file ID. Now you are executing select statement and trying to get your value in one of the file, in of the variable. Now read data is successfully completed. It's time to insert the data into, sorry, we need to go for file entry, right? Now it's time to insert this file information into my file entry table. So for that, again, take in a database adapter. This is database adapter. Insert file entry. Use perform on operation and table and use the insert operations. So perform an operation on a table supports insert, update, and select statement. Okay, just click on the next. I'm trying to use insert and select the schema as admin and the table name something XX. You can search here. Whichever tables we will create, we can get it here. This is my file entry table and select here and import tables. And do remember, while creating your staging tables, try to maintain foreign keys and primary keys for relationship. Primary keys and foreign keys relationship. If you are not create primary keys and foreign keys, while import the table itself, it will validate whether the table does have the primary key or foreign key. It will accept it will verify whether the primary keys exist or not. If not exist, it will give a prompt, please enable any one of the column as a primary key.
Vijay, you are now creating the AR header table here.
Sorry?
AR header table, access custom table.
Header table is not required, right? For AR invoice, we have lines and distributions. We have RA customer TRX all, RA customer TRX lines all, right? The lines table can be segregated as a RA customer TRX headers and lines. Okay, just click on the next and the done. This is my request mapper. Just try to open the request mapper. If you create a request mapper with your file, table columns. This is the table. It will hold your, repeating the data. If you have bulk data in the source side, obviously it will try to hold bulk data. In order to hold the bulk data, what we have to do initially from the source to target?
Node to node.
Node to node, nothing but it will enable the for each. Okay, so as of now, I'm trying to make only one record entry. So node to node mapping is not required. So this is my load flow ID. This is my file ID. File name, I'm getting the file name from the download file response. This is properties. This is the file name. File status is success, in new. This is a new. And the bash status is also a new. And something creation date you will get as a function here. This is the date and the current date, just you can map here. That's it. Just validate it and close it. It will try to insert the data for each file. So in our scenario, we will get 2 records in our database. Okay. Just try to save it. Okay. Now it's time to read the data. It's time to read the data we have done. Now it's time to insert header plus common data in my staging table. So what is the staging table here? We have, so this is staging table. This is my staging table for entire data. Okay, simply I'm trying to hold my file data in this staging table. Now make an insert operation. This is TL15 ATP database adapter. Insert header data, perform an operation at table, select the insert, click on the next, and this is admin. This is followed by XXC. Just click on the search. This is staging table. Just click on import tables. So there is no primary key on this table. Now it is expecting the primary key. So I'm trying to enable one of the column as a primary key, which is file record sequence. Just click on OK. Click on the next and the done. It will create a request mapper followed by complete your table columns. Just open the request mapper here. Very first we are enable primary key, right? First provide a mapping for that. Okay. So in order to get a unique value for each iteration, there is a position function is available. Position, what it will do, it will return a unique value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. And whenever integration starts, again it will start with again 1. It won't maintain the sequence. Okay. So file record sequence, where it is. This is file record sequence. Just try to add the position. That's it. Now you can provide the mappings. This is XR staging table. So where is the read data? This is my read data response. Read response root element. Choice terminated. Here if you see, this is choice condition followed by the terminated. Okay, followed by common header details. The same common header details. And for each element, if you see, represented with a for loop functionality here, repeating node. Common can contain common elements, header can contain header elements, details can contain detail elements. Okay. First, you can map file ID and the flow ID in the target side. So I have flow ID and I have file ID. Okay. Now I'm trying to map a master record ID. So master record ID, I'm trying to hard code as a HARAMP, H_AR_. What is the presentation here? AMP. So this is I'm considering as a header record. Okay. Now you can map common plus header. Okay. So here I have common data, configuration key, header creation date, and the source. This is the configuration key, creation date, and the source, and followed by header data. H entry number. This is entry number, header entry number. Here onwards, H is nothing but header. Here onwards, your header columns. These header columns. Now I need this header more than one record in my data file. So I need to enable a looping functionality for this. First, map node to node here. Header to node. Just click on the validate. When you click on the XSLT, you will get a for loop functionality here. Okay. Now you can map node to node here. Sorry, element to element from header. Entry number, header entry number. This is billing ID. This is journal pricing status. This is customer group number, customer group name, customer account, and currency code, invoice date, and due date, credit debit flag, something sales origin, Okay, this is enough as of now. Just click on the validate and close it. Now you will see one error here. Once you close validation, so once you close the request mapper, you see the some mapper errors. Now you can open, you can see the mapper errors here. So it's having the errors, something, what is the error? File record sequence, position, something missing here. How come missing? Okay. There is an error, we need to get here something. Let's close this. Oh, okay. Application got updated, I guess. Okay, this is my header data. Hope everyone followed the insert operation for header. Team. Now we'll try to test the same up to this. Tomorrow we'll go for lines insert operation. So what it will do once it is executed, once we submit the integration, very first what it will do, it will insert the two records in first it will insert file entry data and followed by staging table data, again file entry data followed by staging table data, since we have two files in our FTP. Hope everyone followed. No one is speaking yet. Am I audible?
Yeah, Vijay, you're good. Yeah.
We have to try this, Vijay.
This is the most complex process integration. If you are practice with this integration, you are easily achieve any other integrations. Okay.
Okay.
This is succeeded. There is something issue. Message sent to message received file. So there is no files which is available, followed by file count position count is 0. AR underscore AX bill extension underscore pattern is there. AR underscore AX billing extension. This is the same, right? We have given. Just copy the same. So what is the directory we have maintained here? And the request mapper. Let's try to deactivate. This is /TL15. The file name pattern is the same, right? So it is not. This is .txt. And the input directory also same.
Can
/TL.
it put star? It's a ampersand sign. Yeah.
Two dots. This is /TL15. That is also same. Why it is giving? So which one we had used the connection here? TL15 FTP. The adapter. What is the adapter? Connection TL15 FTP. This is TL1580. Sorry. It's TL1580p. Sorry, FTP. This is Rahul's one. Okay. So I want to go for mine only. For GL integration, which one we have used? This is TL13 FTP. This is, I have configured one TL15 DB.
We use the 15 one only. 51.
No. There is
Yeah.
one more connection I have been used. TL15 FTP new. This one.
You can replace it, right?
Yeah, we can replace.
Go to configure.
So this is techleads file. Now we need to replace this. The reason it's giving us a 0 result. The response is 0. So if you want to replace the connection with a other connection, okay, just go to the configure, the drop down. So here, this is TL15 FTP connection is available. Just replace here, click on the replace. You can see against this adapter, you can see all the connections in this application. So it is saying against TL15 FTP is nothing but FTP adapter. These many connections are created in this instance. So I want to go for this FTP new. Just it is replaced. Just save it. Okay. Now you can activate it. Now try to submit the integration. This is in progress. You may verify the data here. This is my file entry table. I have positive file and the negative file, and this is file ID 1 and 2. File ID is 1. This is file ID 1. I have two HAR AMPs. So I'm getting the data followed by HCMN plus HAR AMP data. This is 2. Okay. So this is all about header. Okay, the rest of we'll see tomorrow. Any doubts before closing for the day?